Hey y'all, it's the VPG, and I am here. I wanted to make this video. I hope I don't look too crusty all up about the eye area. Got these lashes on, and they do make your eyes a little crusty. Okay, so hey y'all, so it's about to it's about to be a little mukbang or whatever. I ain't got much food. I just got an Italian sausage that I had in the air fryer and 2 eggs. And I'm also about to make my mushroom coffee. Today is Tuesday, February 18th. It is 9:14 a.m. I did not go to the gym today because I want to get some stuff done around the house. My goal is to have my house clean and organized by the end of this week. That's my goal. And I have to learn time management. When I get up and go to the gym, generally when I get back, I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I get back, I usually fix me something to eat, and I'm sitting around and I'm doing other stuff and this and that. So when I get back, I might take a shower, lay down or whatever. So if I take a shower or I eat before I go to sleep or after I go to sleep. However, I end up doing that. I jump up. I either do a little bit of Ubering before I go to work. If I don't, I'll sleep all the way until it's time for me to go to work. And then when I go to work, then I Uber after I come home. I go straight back to sleep. So it's like my whole day is taken. So I don't have time to do other stuff. I have to get some stuff done at my house. So in order for me to do that before I go to work, I have to subtract some other things out of my day. And unfortunately, it has to be the gym. Because, baby, when I get in that water, it's a wrap. So, which is fine, because the key to my new life is eating right. And, I just eat one sausage. I eat the one. Sometimes I eat 2 Italian sausages if I'm eating Italian sausage. But recently I've cut down to 1 Italian sausage, because they do have a lot of fat in them and they're processed. So I'm trying to cut down on the processed food. Even though I love me old nasty sausage. You know what I mean? They fat, the fat content in them is good. It's a lot, but they good. And for breakfast, I'm going to have me a sausage. I don't really care about bacon, but I like sausage. And I don't like turkey sausage. I don't like chicken sausage and all that. I like pork. So, in order for me to eat what I like, I just do it in moderation. So I can have me 1 Italian sausage. Or if I have sausage patties. I was having 3. Now I have me 2. You know what I mean? So, you just get the things that you want. Just don't eat so much of it. So, yeah. That's what the girl doing these days. But I do gotta make my coffee. I just spit a little bit in my cup. Ugh. Well, I can't find my lid, y'all. I'm so mad. Okay, so this is my mushroom coffee that I have. Thrive and Glow with Joe. As I call her, JoJo got me this. And, I have to add this to my Amazon, storefront. I wonder if I can. I wonder if you can add things that I put 3 scoops in it. This is a 20-ounce bottle of water. add things that you haven't bought. You know, of course, you can definitely add things that you did buy, but I wonder, can you add things that you haven't bought? I wonder. Anyway, so I added my 3 scoops of the mushroom coffee. That add a little bit of fat-free original coffee creamer, non-dairy. A little bit of that. Also got that from Amazon. That's on my Amazon storefront. Link in bio. I also protein. I got vegan protein. I could not do dairy. Even though I do the eggs. I cannot do like liquid or powdered dairy. So I don't do like Premier protein or nothing like that. It tears my stomach up. So I had told JoJo about that, and she got me this protein. So I usually do like a scoop of this in my coffee as well. Scoop-de-doop. You know what? I'm gonna start doing like a half a scoop of this, because I ain't gonna front. Sometimes when I get towards the end of my coffee, it does taste a little chalky, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna start doing like a half a scoop. Half a scoop. Start doing like a half a scoop. And I don't know if it's a combination of the mushroom coffee and the protein that's making it chalky. However, half a scoop it is. Half a scoop of protein. And my sweetener today, usually I use Sweet and Low. I use about 3 or 4 packets of the Sweet and Low. But today, I'm going to use agave. This is on my Amazon storefront as well. A little bit of this goes a long way. Like, this is a tablespoon. So I'm going to do like half of this. Like, man, a little bit of this goes a long way. You do not need a lot of this. I'm telling you. You'll be surprised. And I'm going to be sipping this while I'm telling my story. Then eat my little sausage and my eggs. And we can get to talking. Right. So, let's taste it and see. Still hot, steaming. See that steam? Or need to be a little sweeter. Okay. It ain't sweet enough. A little bit more. Usually you don't need this much. I don't know. This was a whole bottle of water. Let's see. I don't want to put too much of this in here though. Let's say 1 tablespoon is 60 calories. I don't want to go too crazy. Ooh, it still don't taste sweet. I'm about to get some sweet and low. I ain't gonna put no more of this in it. I'm about to get some sweet and low, because I ain't even gonna hold you. I like my coffee sweet, baby, and I don't want to use too much of that agave. Generally, that agave work, like where it be sweet, sweet. And baby, this time it ain't sweet enough, and I don't want to just keep pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring. So we just gonna look. I was about to put all 4 of these in there. I'm gonna do 2. I'm gonna do 2. I like my coffee sweet. Maybe it's taking a little longer than I anticipated. Alright? Anticipated. Come on now, I'm trying to get to the story. Okay, that's better. Okay. Now, okay, so grief. So we have all lost somebody, that's pretty close to us. And we as people don't really know, we can't say how long it takes to properly grieve somebody, especially somebody like a mother or a father or your child or, your husband or your wife or, a grandmother, a grandfather. Maybe you had an aunt or cousin or an uncle, that was really, really close to you. It's just, you just don't know how long it's going to take. The gravity of somebody's death, a friend, you just don't know the gravity of, how, the impact that it'll have on your life. So, I lost my mother in 2014. And so at this point, this March, it will be 11 years. So for many people, from the outside looking in, it'll be easy to say like, oh, it should be easy for you at this point, because it's been 11 years. So I will say in some ways, it is easier, it's easier on certain holidays. It's easier on my birthday. It's even easier on her birthday. But Mother's Day, still difficult. Certain holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving and, sometimes it's still a little hard, because, when you see other people with their families and their mothers, it's just difficult because, you see people loving on their mothers and gathering with their families and you don't have that. So, of course, you feel something. You feel at a loss. You feel, a loneliness. You feel, without. So it's difficult. It's hard. Um, so of course, when it first happened, my mother died in March. So as those months, went past, the first holiday was Mother's Day, May. That first Mother's Day, I wanted to cut my head off. You know what I mean? Like, couldn't be on social media at all. Then right after that was my birthday. What? You know what I mean? Then right after that was my mother's birthday is right by the 4th of July. So, okay, first of all, before my birthday is my son's birthday. Then my birthday. Then you got my niece's birthday. Then my other niece's birthday is before my mother's birthday. Then, you know what I mean? Like, it was complicated. So it's so many things other than just my son and I, because you got family members, you know what I mean, that's involved in all these things. So it was tough. It was tough, birthdays and the 4th of July. So the 4th of July was always lit, you know what I mean? Even Memorial Day, because my birthday is around Memorial Day, was always special for our family because my mother always threw big parties for me around my birthday. So that was always that holiday was tough for us, for me. Just the thought of it coming around was like, okay, well, no ribs, no this, no that. It was just really, really tough. So, and then as the year treks along, Independence Day, you got 4th of July, you got, was July, August, September. She didn't really care about Halloween. Thanksgiving, Christmas, then you going into the new year, and then so on and so forth. Boom, boom, boom. The years just going. Not to mention just living life without having your parent, that person, whoever that person is. So, you dealing with everything that reminds you of them. Smells, songs, foods, everybody in your family, or friend group or whatever, which is also difficult. It's crazy, right? So every year you're hoping that things get easier, and eventually they do. But, you still dealing with tears and just it's a slow grind. It's a slow, you know what I mean? It's slow. I remember that first grueling year, and I remember I had started a new job. My mother passed away that March, and I had started a new job in January. I was working at Hoover. So on the anniversary of my mother's death, I couldn't be off work. I was like literally still within my 90 days. So I couldn't call off work. So I'm sitting next to this girl. She was cool or whatever. It wasn't like I disliked her or nothing. And I think we were friends on Facebook at this time. And I had shared my memory from the year before. on my page. And she read it. And like all day, I just noticed like how she just kept looking at me. And I don't think it dawned on her that I was saying that my mother had died the year before. Right? So when it finally did, like ping, like it hit her, like, oh, she's saying anniversary. She's not saying like my mother died today. So she finally said something. I think I had got, because I was getting up, because I was emotional. You know what I mean? Or either she heard me say something to somebody or something. But anyway, it dawned on her. And she finally said something to me like, oh, I saw, my condolences. You said something about your mother on Facebook. And it did it for me. Like, it can't, like, I was like, oh, I almost wish that nobody wouldn't have said nothing, because that kind of like took me over the top. So I was all emotional, went to the bathroom, had to get myself together, and I had to leave. I ain't give a damn about the 90 days. I told my boss, like, look, my mom died a year ago today, and it was like almost the end of the day. I almost made it, like, but I gotta go. Unless you want me to be sitting in the bathroom for the rest of the day. And I was customer service, so I'm answering phones. You know what I mean? Coincidentally, red is my mother's favorite color. So I'm telling her, like, unless you want me to be in the bathroom the rest of the day, I got to get out of here. You know what I mean? And it was a nice day, I'll never forget. So I left there. And I remember just getting in my car, and I just burst into tears. Like, it was like I needed to scream. You know how you just need to holler, like, ah, like I just needed to let it out, like, because I was holding it in like the whole time, like from the time I got up in the morning. It was like, because I was how you just trying to hold it together, like, you feel me? So I got in the car, screamed, hollered, cried, finally was able to get it out, got home. I was with my ex for 10 years. He knew what was going on, and he just didn't make it easy for me that day. I just remember, like, when you're with someone who just makes things about them, it's dangerous, right? Because I was in a bad space. And I was in a bad space. And he was like making me mad, frustrating me, saying some stupid stuff. Like, I just remember coming home from work, and I was sitting there, and I remember him saying something about, like, people who was liking a post or something, or arguing about something about on Facebook or something. I don't know. It was something stupid. And I'm like, I'm not about to argue with you about this right now. Like, it was just something so stupid. And it pissed me off. Like, and I'm like, I'm going through some other stuff. Like, who cares? Like, and then it was like you trying to argue with me. Like, even if you felt like that was something you wanted to argue about, why are you trying to argue with me about that today? Like, wait till tomorrow. Even if you feel like that was an argument, I don't have the energy for it today. So, like, I I remember so my one friend, this one I was staying in Bedford. So I was staying in these one apartments called Trinity. She stayed in apartments around the corner called, what's the name of the apartments? I can't think of the name of them. These other apartments. So I called her like, I'm going to come over. And she like, you okay? I'm like, no. And she had a job where she had to be working like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, I got to come over. I need to come over like right now. So she like, okay. So, I went over there, and, you know, she was like, I'm tired. She like, I got to go to sleep. And it was late. It was probably like 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe 12, 11. I don't know. But she was like a person that went to sleep like early. You know what I mean? So I knew she was going to be asleep when I went over there. But in that moment, I really didn't need her to talk to me. I didn't need advice. I just needed quiet. I just needed peace. I just needed to be away from my house. You know what I mean? Like, because like that whole day after I had got home from work, it was just like BS. Like just arguing and dumb shit. And you know what I mean? So, I just needed quiet. You feel me? Like, so, you know, that's what her, like, she, you know, she just had a one son, and it was, it was a school day the next day. So he was in his room quiet, and she was asleep, and her house was quiet and dark. And so I literally sat in her bedroom, she had a chair in her bedroom, and I sat in her chair in her bedroom while she was asleep, and I just sat in there and cried. That's what I did. Sat in there. She probably woke up. I fell asleep. Cried myself to sleep. She woke up, and she woke me up. And she like, V, like, you okay? You know, are you all right? Da, da, da. And I was like, oh, what time is it? And I looked at the time. It might have been like 2 or 3 a.m. And she was like, well, I think she probably went to go use the bathroom or something. She like, I gotta get up and go to work in a minute. I'm like, well, I gotta pee too. So now me and her racing to go to the bathroom. So we had us a little funny moment or whatever, and we laughing about who gonna go to the bathroom first. And we didn't even talk, about what I was going through. You know what I mean? And we, came back in the room. We just sat in the dark. She ain't turned light on or nothing. We just sat in the dark. We talked a little bit. And I just kind of told her, like, he was on some trash. And I just needed to get away from home. And she was like, I get it. And she was like, you spend the night? It's like, I'll give you some cover for the living room, for the couch or whatever. And I was like, no, I'm going to go back home, I was like, I just needed to get away from the house. And she was like, okay. She was like, because she was talking about her son. She was like, he leave off for school about 7 or 8. And I was like, well, I got to go. I'm going to have to go back home anyway because I got to leave out too. I'm like, plus I got to go to work. Blah, 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 blah. She was like, okay, well, if you need to come over tomorrow, just let me know. I was like, okay. So, I went back home. I remember I pulled up back to my apartment, and I cried some more. Because I was like, now I got to go back in the house, and I got to look at this person, knowing that I'm not fully supported, knowing that they going to try to argue with me, knowing that just, you know what I mean? Like, I was just sad. Like, you know how you be so sad you don't even have the energy to be mad? Like, that's where I was at. So I was like, okay. So I just got out the car, walked in the house. It was like the longest walk of my life, you know, one of them type of walks. Once I got in the house, like, it was changed. Like, he was, you okay, this and that, blah, 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 like, oh, you're not the person you were hours ago. Weird, but okay. I'm like, I'm okay. You know, I just got in bed, went to sleep, woke up, went to work. You know, make sure Dejan got to school, went to work type situation. But I just remember that day like it was yesterday. Fast forward. So my mother's favorite singer, one of them, was Luther Vandross. She loved him, okay? When I say that was one of her favorite singers, like, I remember one time when she went to Luther Vandross concert, like, I remember what my mother had on. I remember how her hair was, her makeup, her nails. Like, her nails was kind of similar to my nails right now. Red, she had the red nails on. It was painted like this almost this exact color red, more like this because this look a little darker. Like this red, real shiny, makeup, hair popping, like a poof, almost like a poof, bouffant type of look. Had on a sparkly like dress, like, you know what I mean. She popped out. You feel me, that night for her, me and Luther or whatever. And if my memory recalls, I remember her saying she was going to the front row for the concert. I'm about to Google that. Let me see. The front row or the Coliseum? Front row or the Coliseum? One or the other. I don't know. Front row or the Coliseum. Either way, that's where she went. She went to go see her man, Luther. And if y'all watch me, y'all know I always say that my mother used to say that Luther Vandross was my father and Smokey Robinson was my sister's father. So, for years, I could not listen to Luther Vandross without getting emotional. Could not sit and listen to a whole Luther Vandross song without crying tears. Like, I couldn't. If I'm sitting in your house and you playing Luther, I got to get up and go. If I'm playing it in my car, I got to turn it off. I can't play the whole song. Impossible, right? So, this year, 2025, I have been doing some mental work for me. Currently, I am not on my anxiety and depression medication. I encourage you, if you have any, I'm a little dry right here, I didn't even notice that. If you are having any mental problems, go see a therapist. If your therapist advises you to go to a psychiatrist and your psychiatrist advises you to take anxiety, depression, or whatever type of meds, do so, because they know best. I was taking mine for a couple of years. I needed it. Trust me, right? But in the process of me taking mine, it did cause me to have some medical issues. So I stopped. I have not found an alternative for it. But right now, mentally, I'm okay. But, so right now I am doing my own mental work. Right? So with me doing that, I had to learn like my triggers, and I am not doing a lot of drinking. I'm not doing a lot of smoking, like weed, edibles, or no type of marijuana. And I had originally stopped that because I was trying to do a little something more with work. And, you know, they take drug tests and stuff for what I do with my job. But because I'm mentally, clarity and stuff like that is definitely better for that as well. So it's working in my favor. But as far as the drinking too, definitely, less drinking makes me less emotional. My emotional intelligence and awareness and, you know, is on point. So I say all that just to get to this point. One of my grief triggers was listening to Luther Vandross. Like I said, I could not listen to that song, any song, happy, sad, without feeling sad, thinking sad memories about my mother. Even if it was one of her favorite songs that we would bop to, and even if it was an upbeat song, feeling like I wanted to cry, turning it off or something. Like, or even if I would get through the whole song, let me say that. Even if I would get through a whole song, like let's say I'm in a situation where I'm with somebody else, I'm in their car, and I can't make them turn off the song, or I'm at an event or something, and I'm having to listen to this whole song, and I listen to the whole song, I'm going to be depressed for a day or two afterwards. Just because the sound of Luther Vandross and the memory of my mother, the mesh of the two, just trigger me so badly. The grief, it triggered me so badly. So 2025, working on me, working on my mental, doing all the work for me. I can say now I am free from that mental grief trigger. So now I can freely listen to Luther. Now, I have added him to my playlist. So if anybody has been watching my lives lately, then you know that I have been playing me some Luther. And I have 3 songs back to back actually on my playlist. A Home Is Not a Home. Let me play it. Not play it, but what's the song I got? Let me tell y'all. There's 3 songs back to back of Luther. on my playlist, and it feels good just to be able to listen to it and to know like how it used to trigger me, and now I'm free from that trigger. So I got a house is not a home, so amazing, and never too much. And I'm gonna add bad boy. Gonna sneak out tonight. Gonna sneak out window. I gotta add that one too. But I say all that to say this. Do your mental work. Do what you need to do to make the quality of your life better. Because just living in the present is hard enough. So us having to deal with something that happened a decade ago ain't fair. Even if we dealing with grief. You know what I mean? So as much as I love my mother, I love her. I love her down. And I look at myself, I see her. She's a beautiful woman. I love her. And these ain't sad tears, you know. I love her. And I wish, you know, I tell you all the time, like my mother, like suffered with different mental things, you know, us like growing up and stuff like that. My sister and I, and my mother never quite, you know, before she passed away, she never was able to get over that hump of good mental health. You know, she died taking mental medications and stuff like that. So, I employ, you know, if you can work on your mental, if you can do something for you, do so. You know, if you can just love yourself just a little more. Do so. Put in whatever work is necessary for you. How I started mine was just understanding what the things that made me feel the way that they made me feel. When you can identify what makes you feel the way that they make you feel, then you can make a difference. That's how I started my journey. That's how I started to know that I don't need to drink every weekend. For what? That's how I realized that I'm turning into an angry drunk. It's also because of a situation that I'm dealing with too. That will be over very, very soon. But past that, just work on yourself. And I can only speak about me being a woman. You know what I mean? Us as women, you know, a mother, a black mother, a black woman. But I want to say this for anybody: man, woman, white, black, Mexican, whoever out there watching, people, period. Just, if you want to do better, just do what's necessary. Because we deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve to be and have and love and, just have all the best of things. But I didn't even want this video to be super long. So I'm going to wrap this up. Finish my coffee and clean this table off. And put all my stuff back over in the corner. But I love y'all. And I appreciate y'all. And if you put some moisturizer on my face. And if y'all enjoy this video, make sure you thumbs up the video, subscribe, share me out, share this video out. Go to my Amazon storefront and order some of this and some other stuff, whatever else you see. I'm gonna see if I can add this, because I think you can only, I didn't buy this, somebody bought this for me, and I think that you can only add stuff to your storefront that you actually buy, I think. However, I'll figure it out. But I bought that Barilla pasta. Bought it from Amazon. Sorry, y'all. I got Fetch, and they just sent me a coupon talking about some. If I bought the Barilla pasta, oh, it said buy two. I only bought one box. But that was through Amazon. Anyway, the Barilla protein pasta. I'm gonna let y'all. I gotta do a review on that too. It's like made with chickpeas or something. I don't know. But, all right, I'm about to go, y'all. But, as always, be comfortable, be confident, and most importantly, be peachy. Peachy out. Bye.